Good afternoon. This is Adam D'Amber from RAD Inc. coming to you with a review on the A.O. Smith hot water heater. This is a heat pump type hot water heater. It's an 80-gallon tank. It costs about $218 a year to run. We've had it installed now for about July, August, about 2 months, and it is producing an amazing amount of hot water. It is very efficient. It's got a vacation mode on it. It's got a lot of features that you might not find in a regular hot water heater, and that you can easily learn to operate. The installation here is in a garage. It required some redoing some PEX plumbing to allow it to be plumbed in. It's got a drain on the back side here that's a little bit hard to see with the tools in the way, but basically allows you to have the condensate from the heat pump come through this line, and then there's an overflow here in the event that the main line gets clogged, and that goes out and drains outside to the ground. Here's the pressure relief valve. In the event that it builds up too much pressure, the pressure relief valve will lift. And then you can see here there are straps to make sure it's installed per the code. This is a very heavy hot water tank, so when you're installing it, make sure you have a second set of hands. It weighs about 300 pounds empty, and then once you get water in it, it's quite heavy. So in a garage setting, it works perfectly fine. It removes a lot of the humidity from the air. It's very dry in this garage now. It's not running right now, but when you turn a faucet on, it probably won't kick on right away. It takes a little bit to get going. But like I said, it's 80 gallons, and I easily could run through 4 or 5 showers, run the washing machine and dishwasher, no problem, and it still has plenty of hot water to recover. You can see on the top here, there's a filter that needs to get cleaned periodically, especially if you're going to be in a shop type environment or a garage. You don't want to install this hot water heater in an enclosed space. You want to make sure you have plenty of open area to have it pull moisture out of the air, because what it does is it uses the moisture and the heat that's in the air to impart that heat onto the water in the tank. As the tank water starts to heat up, it continuously runs and pulls more heat out of the air, basically a refrigeration cycle, but in reverse. In the event that you run out of hot water, or that the refrigeration cycle process with the heat pump can't make up for it, it will kick in an additional electric heater elements, which you see in these bundles here that actually have electrical bundles in them to heat up just like a normal conventional hot water heater. That's not the most efficient mode, but you can run it in several different modes. It's got a hybrid, it's got just electric, and then it's got a vacation mode, which I find very nice. You could actually set it for about 90 days in vacation mode, and it'll keep the water just lukewarm and not use any energy at all, or minimal energy, much less than if you were running it in efficiency mode. And I usually use that feature when I'm away from the house, and I know that I'm not going to need the hot water during that period of time. I'm just going to give you one more once-over on the tank itself. It's an 80-gallon tank. It's about $1,800 at Lowe's. Customer service was pretty decent at Lowe's to buy it. Don't ask them any real questions, because they're not going to be able to help you depending on the Lowe's you go to. One nice thing about this is the rebate. So PSE offers a rebate, $500 off, or a refund, basically, for putting this hot water heater in. So once you get the hot water heater at your house, you fill out the online application, send them in a couple details on the receipt, and I'll try to put a link to that website in the description below so everybody could find it. Then they'll send you a check for $500, pretty much just like that, for installing it in your home. With my scenario, I ended up selling the hot water heater that I had here for $500 because there was nothing really wrong with it. It just was old and less efficient. The 45-gallon tank heater that I had cost about $600 a year to run. Comparatively, this is an 80-gallon tank. Cost me only $218 a year to run. And that's pretty close based on the trending of the power consumption that we had already for this unit. It's going to be pretty close to that $218 a month or a year to operate. So I think they're pretty on the mark with that. Installation was easy, and the only challenging part was actually getting it to the house. So to cover that aspect of it, I ended up using Lowe's home delivery, and they brought it right out to my place. No issues there. So highly recommended. A.O. Smith tank style hot water heater. So now I just want to touch upon, for those of you that have solar panels on your home, which another house that we have, I have solar panels on the house and reproduce plenty of electricity. So another option here would be to install this hot water heater in a house that has solar panels on it, and then your hot water bill would basically be zero because you'd probably overproduce some solar, and then no fuel in the production of your hot water for your home. So that's one option as well. So think about that if you're going to be installing solar panels, and you might want to upgrade to a high efficiency heat pump style hot water heater. Like I said, makes plenty of hot water, easily supports a family of 4, and in parallel running the washing machine, dishwasher, and long showers. I've yet to run out of hot water with this machine. So keep that in mind. Highly recommend A.O. Smith. And let me get a model number, serial number here so you guys can see which unit I have and recommend the purchase of. And you see right there, I wrote the install date so that I would know 10 years from now when this tank went in, and then I'd be able to keep all that track of that. And then I usually keep the manual right down to the left of it so that we could have it in the future if you need to reference it for any reason at all. But clean install. Don't forget to clean the filter on the top. And then make sure if you don't have an expansion tank installed already, you're going to need to put one in. So that's a code requirement there. So this is close to the ground. The code, I believe, is 18 inches off the ground if it's a gas unit, and that's to the ignition source. But for electric units, that same requirement doesn't apply. That is it. Well, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. And we'll be posting videos of this house project in Washington and any other homes that we are working on in the future. Thank you. Have a great day.